Grab your fucking nuts, brother, and figure out a way to get it done. You motherfuckers go out to eat, oh, I need a strawberry daiquiri. You don't need to be drinking shit but that water and that protein shake. Holy fuck. We all get 24. Why do you think you're special? Why do you think you're unique? Why do you think you're the only individual that gets in an argument with their spouse? Why do you think you're the only individual that works a fucking 9 to 5? You motherfuckers get complacent, and the funny thing about it, you haven't done shit. You're a mediocre dude getting complacent with small ass wins. The shit that you celebrate, I wouldn't think twice about. Cut out the fast food, you fat fuck. You motherfuckers just start your fitness journey and be trying to figure out, oh, how many cheat meals can I have, Cry? None! You dumbass! You in the gym all day but you're broke as fuck. Can you remain in that motherfucking dungeon? Can you keep seeking pain? Standards don't give a fuck! Most men want to scroll, beat their dick, or lay up with a chick. You can spend money on Netflix, Hulu, these chicks that don't give a fuck about you, that vacation and go back to your mediocre job after 3 fucking days, but can't invest into yourself. YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Clout. Welcome back to another vid. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. And make sure to follow me on all platforms that I am Cry. Today we got a great one! Yes! Today's topic is 1%. I'm going to continue to say it. It is not enough! Right? To check 1 C, to check 2 C's, to check 6, right? A 1% man, to me, my ideology of a 1% man is checking every single C and being a 1%er in every specific area, right? It is not enough to be the jack motherfucker that's poor, right? It's not. It is not enough to be a fat fuck but be rich. It's not, right? It is not enough to know God but be dumb as fuck with chicks, right? It is not enough to be good with chicks but not know God. Check every single metric. Why not? All of this shit is in abundance, right? I do not want to be one-dimensional. I do not want to be fucking, I can defend but I can't shoot, or I can shoot but I can't defend. I want to be a two-way player, but not in regards to basketball, you motherfucking dweeb, in regards to me, right? And being exceptional. But the thing about it, fellas, you can say all you want that you want to check every single C. Cut, charisma, church, character, clout, cash, right? You can say all you want, which is what a lot of you motherfuckers do. You just like the way it sounds, right? But can you become the man who is exceptional in every single C? Can you adopt the identity? Think about the 1% version of yourself, you fat fucker, you skinny dweeb. Think about it, right? Okay, cool, you thought about it, right? How does that man think? What does he eat? What are his habits? What is he saying no to? What is he saying yes to? Who are the individuals that he surrounds himself around? That's what the fuck you need to think about. So today, right, I'm gonna talk about the villain and the hero of each C and how you can adopt the identity and make failure impossibly exceptional in every single realm and be that 1% man. So without further ado, brother, I'm not gonna waste any more time. Let's get right into it. The first C that we're gonna talk about, fellas, is cut, right? Cut is in your physique, right? This is one of the 7 C's that can be quantified with factual data. Hey Siri, to be in that 1% man in regards to physical fitness, what does my body fat percentage need to be? 8 to 10%. Hey Siri, how many men are in the United States of America? 165 million men. Hey Siri, do the math for me in case I'm a dumb fucking dweeb. What is 1% of that? 1.65 million men. This 1% shit is rare, but it's not that fucking rare when you think about it, brother. If you sit 1.65 million men in a motherfucking stadium, right? That is a lot of fucking men. You're telling me you can't have a seat in that motherfucking stadium? Right? You telling me it's 1.65 million fucking men in the motherfucking world that can get the physique you wish to acquire, but you can't fucking get it? That's what the fuck you telling me? Huh? Where's your competitive spirit as a man? I'm here to tell you can get a seat at that motherfucking stadium, but you must adopt the identity of those individuals. How do you do it? Relax! I'm getting there. Who is the man that has 8 to 10% body fat, right? Who is his hero? First, he prioritizes whole foods, right? Cry, what are whole foods? Whole foods are what you would find on the farm, you fat fuck. I would find rice on the farm. I would find chicken breasts on a farm. I would find fruit on a farm. Whole foods, right? So when you have a food, ask yourself, would I find this on a farm or was this shit cooked up in a factory, right? Individuals that possess 8 to 10% body fat are prioritizing whole foods, right? That is the first identity they adopt from a hero standpoint. Number 2, he tracks, right? If you're not tracking, you're slacking. When you fail to plan to motherfucking fail, right? A lot of you motherfuckers like to guess. Oh, how many macros am I at? Oh, well, I feel like I'm eating the right foods. Holy shit, feeling is leaving you stagnant. I don't want to feel, I want to know. How do I know? By using MyFitnessPal and tracking. Download MyFitnessPal. It's $20 a fucking month. You don't have $20 a fucking month to invest in your motherfucking health. Holy shit, brother, get the fuck off my video and go Uber. You think, damn, $20 a fucking month? I don't know if I have that. Okay! You're thinking about the initial cost and not the cost later on. The cost later on is, holy shit, all these fucking medical bills. Holy shit, all these fucking prescriptions I have to buy. That's what you're not thinking about. This little $20 a month is an investment into your health, right? You can spend $20 on Hulu. You can spend $20 on Netflix. You can spend $20 on that OnlyFans model that doesn't know who the fuck you are and beat your dick to her when it comes to $20 a month on fucking MyFitnessPal to track your macros and prioritize your health. You can't do it. Make it make sense. I don't fucking get it. Okay, I get it. I gotta track my macros, but how? Brother, relax! I'm getting there. In simple terms, brother, if you're trying to gain weight, gain muscle, you should be in a calorie surplus, right? You should be eating 250 to 500 more calories in your daily intake to maintain your weight, right? If you're trying to lose weight, it is the polar opposite, right? You must go on a calorie deficit. That means you should be eating 250 to 500 calories less than the calories you consume on a daily. But don't think, damn, obviously, yes, apply for the jobs that are high paying, prioritize those. But if you come across a job and it doesn't have the pay listed and you go to ChatGPT and it tells you it's listed high pay, just apply. Put what you're looking for.
All right, but then wouldn't that like screw you over or no?
Corey, just put, you asked me my opinion. I'm telling you to put what you're looking for, bro. Holy shit. All right, doggy. Peace. That was my brother. I give all my brothers 24-hour communication access. Your mentor doesn't. It's a good thing I'm not a lot of you motherfucking mentors, right? But I digress. Let me get back on topic. The next part of their identity is they drink water only, right? One thing you must understand about nutrition, fellas, is that beverages are 15 to 20% of the calories we consume, right? So you may eat correctly, but you drink like shit. Brother, you're drinking that cup of orange juice that has 230 calories that are empty. Right? They're not doing shit for you, right? Stop! Drink water, right? You're eating for fuel, not taste. You motherfuckers go out to eat. Oh, I need a strawberry daiquiri. Oh, I need a Sprite. Holy shit, no you don't. Stop acting like a motherfucking kid. You're a man, especially if you're not a man that has the physique that you wish to acquire from a skinny dweeb or a fat fuck. You don't need to be drinking shit but that water and that protein shake. Holy fuck, right? Number 4 is he strength trains, right? A lot of you motherfuckers, especially when you're trying to lose weight, you be thinking, oh, I need to do excessive cardio. Yes, cardio is great, but you don't want to lose all that weight and be a skinny dweeb. Holy fuck. I know that you want to be aesthetically pleasing and increase the probability that you can look this magnificent one day, right? Well, bud, come here. In order to do that, you have to strength train. Right? You can't just do cardio by itself. Cardio is not enough, right? You should prioritize a single muscular strength training routine, right? That means each day you focus on 1 or 2 muscle groups, right? Have an arm day, have a chest day, have a quad day, have a hamstring day, have a back and shoulder day, or mix in shoulders with another day. It doesn't make me a fucking difference if you should train abs every fucking day. Why should you listen to me? Because guess what, bud? I have 8 to 10% body fat. I am in the 1% of this sea. So I would listen to Cry. If you want to take it a step further, fellas, time your breaks, right? In between sets, don't just scroll on your phone or talk to that dumbass bitch. Time your breaks so you can be in and out 1, 2, so you can get the results faster. You're not getting better when you feel like starting back. Holy fuck was I doing when I wasn't timing my breaks. I'm going to time my breaks so that way I can hop back into it while my muscle's still recovering so I can break down the muscle tissue and get the gains fast as fuck. I hope you're listening, but that's just one side of the coin. You must also superset everything. Crowd, what is a superset? Is when you combine 2 exercises into 1. Let me give you an example for the dweebs in the motherfucking back. Let's say it was chest day. The first movement, I would do 10 reps of barbell bench press. Right after that, I will hop into 10 push-ups. That would be considered 1 set. That is a superset. Once you combine timing your breaks and supersets, holy fuck, are you already ahead of 99% of men? But then you can take it a step further. How about you progressively overload? So with select exercises, right? You go up in weight each set, but down in reps each set. Let me give you an example. Let's say it was squats. My first set, I would squat fucking 150 for 12. Then I would squat 170 for 10. Then I would squat 190 for 8. Then my last set, I would squat 200 for as many as I could do. What would I call that? A failure set, which is the last component in regards to strength training to get that 1% physique, right? Your 4th set, your 3rd set, whichever the last set is for you, brother, you should go into failure. Crowd, what does failure mean? You go until you can't fucking go no more. The only exercises that you should be careful with in regards to going to failure, fellas, is barbell bench press, right? Because you don't want the motherfucking bar to fall on you, right? Barbell back squat and leg presses. Everything else go to failure. You're not gonna fucking die. The body was made to survive, not to be abundant. So when your body is telling you don't have anything left, I can assure you, you're only 30% there. You have so much more to give. Control your motherfucking mind, right? Again, your body was made to survive, not to be abundant. So it's going to tell you to stop. Tell it to shut the fuck up and keep going. Or don't and remain mediocre and have a skinny dweeb or a fat fuck physique. Doesn't make me a fucking difference. You see how the fuck I look? You see it! Well, I'm in that bitch seeking pain and hating happiness, and when I get to that motherfucking failure rep, I can assure you I'm trying to kill myself. Are you? Probably not. Do it! The next thing is they prioritize recovery, right? What a lot of dweebs do when they first try to get in shape, oh, I'm gonna train every single day. Relax. Holy fuck. That's why you keep starting and stopping. Brother, you're gonna get the physique you wish to acquire, but working out every day is not the way. You must prioritize recovery. Recovery is just as important as a strength training, right? Take you an ice bath, right? Try red light sauna therapy. Go get you a massage. Try cryotherapy. There's different recovery solutions that you can implement to take care of your motherfucking body. Or just stretch before and after your workout as well, brother. This is very, very important. You don't want to be getting all these gains. Then month 3, you'll get fucking injured because you didn't prioritize your recovery. I used to make that mistake. That's why my hips are fucked up now. I didn't prioritize recovery. Learn from my mistakes. Don't be a dweeb like Cry was, brother. This is very, very important. So when I'm talking about strength training, brother, to get to that 1%, 5 days a week, right? And have 2 rest days. Very, very simple. Lastly, right, is these 1% individuals, the identity that they acquired included natural supplements, right? Now, supplements only work if you work, you fucking dweeb. A lot of y'all motherfuckers be trying to optimize before you standardize. You trying to figure out, oh, what are the best supplements and you haven't went to the gym for a fucking week? Relax, right? Until you can consistently go to the gym for 90 fucking days, you shouldn't be thinking about this step, right? Hold your fucking horses, brother. Holy shit, right? Now, once you've gotten to a routine, once going to the gym is a part of your identity, then you can start thinking about the supplements that I'm gonna mention here, right? So the first is a protein shake, right? If you're bulking, this will be the best protein shake. If you're not, this will be the best protein shake, right? Either way it goes, take this protein shake right after you go to the gym. Right after! Or don't. It doesn't make me a fucking difference. I took it right after, and you see how the fuck I look, right? So just make it before you go to the gym and take it right after with either unsweetened almond milk or water, right? The next is creatine. If you're shedding fat, I don't recommend creatine right away. Eventually, yes, right? But if you're building muscle, I highly recommend creatine, right? Creatine is water weight. So all creatine does, fellas, is a supplement that gives you more strength during your workouts, right? Okay, Cry, I get it, but when do I take it? Relax! I'm getting there, right? So me personally, I like to take it midway through my workout, right? Because midway through my workout is when the fatigue starts kicking in, right? So I want to make sure that I take this supplement when the fatigue starts kicking in so I can maintain the energy that I had when I started the workout for the full fucking workout, right? So that way, more energy, more strength, more gains. Do you get how it works, right? Next, I would recommend ashwagandha. This is going to be a supplement that's going to lower your cortisol levels and allow you to not be stressed, right? The reason I'm able to record whiteboard videos, do 10 calls, go to the gym, track my macros, and then get up at 4 and do it all over again is due to this supplement. I'm never stressed out. I'm always in that fucking mode. Why? Because of this. Next is vitamin D. This is going to maximize your productivity from a cognitive standpoint. So when you're in that deep work session, you don't want to grab your motherfucking phone, right? Or when your body's telling you to stop on that failure rep, you keep fucking going, right? The last supplement is omega-3 fish oil, right? Especially if you're new to working out, this is going to reduce inflammation and allow your body to recover faster, right? So these are the 5 supplements I recommend, fellas. But again, the supplements don't work unless you work, right? It's like buying a fucking lawnmower but not using that motherfucker to cut the grass. It's just sitting in the fucking garage. It's not going to do shit until you mow the fucking lawn. That is how you must look at supplements, fellas, right? But again, if you can't go to the gym for 90 days without stopping, stop worrying about supplements, brother. You have a deeper issue, right? So what does the villain look like for the 99% dweeb that can't acquire this physique? Processed foods, right? Processed foods, fellas, is the polar opposite of whole foods. Anything that you would not see on a farm, right? That Big Mac you wouldn't see on a fucking farm, right? Sweetest fish you wouldn't see on a fucking farm, right? Raising Cane's you wouldn't see on a fucking farm. Burger King you wouldn't see on a fucking farm. It's processed! They created that shit in a factory, right? All in all, brother, cut out the fast food, you fat fuck. It's keeping you stagnant, right? 1%ers, they don't eat processed foods. They eat whole foods. Number 2 It's cheat meals, right? The villain version of a motherfucker who has 8 to 10% body fat loves cheat meals, which is a lot of you fat fucks and skinny dweebs. Holy shit. Brother, when I was a skinny dweeb, I wasn't cheating shit. There was no cheat meals. You motherfuckers just start your fitness journey and be trying to figure out, oh, how many cheat meals can I have, Cry? None! You dumbass! You haven't earned it, right? You're not in a maintaining phase, you're in a building phase. When you're in a building phase, brother, ain't no cheat meals. When you're in a maintaining phase, you can have a couple of cheat meals. I can afford to have a cheat meal. I just had fucking Cold Stone last night, and look, I woke up the next day looking like this. But I earned it, right? You have to earn your cheat meals. You have to get to a point where this physique is me. This is part of my identity. Having 1 to 2 cheat meals a week isn't going to change shit, but it will change a lot for you. If you're a skinny dweeb trying to gain muscle, or if you're a fat fuck trying to lose weight, right? You can't afford a cheat meal, right? Cheat meal is your villain. Are you listening? Next is alcohol, right? Alcohol is like the fucking kryptonite to physical fitness. Why? Because alcohol is a beverage with empty calories, right? Crowd, what the fuck does that mean? Relax! I'm getting there, right? So in regards to empty calories, right? You have 3 main macronutrients: carbs, fats, and proteins, right? Alcohol has none of those in there. It's just you're drinking and it's like you're drinking fucking fats, right? It's not doing shit for you. Not only that, fellas, but when you drink, it's not about the day that you drink, it's about the next day, right? Making that decision to have that one shot, that one glass of wine. You are missing that day and the next day because you're hungover. That's 2 days. It seems so insignificant. Damn, Kyle, I only missed 2 days. No! Because over the course of a month, that's 8, right? Over the course of 12, that's 106, right? 106 is about 20 to 25% of the fucking year. So you wasted 20 to 25% of the fucking year because you just wanted to have that one drink, right? Seems so insignificant, but over the course of 3 years, brother, you have wasted 60% of your time that could have been maximized by prioritizing the correct nutrition and hitting the motherfucking gym, but you wanted to have that shot, and you're a fat fuck. You wanted to have that shot, and you're a skinny dweeb. Brother, most of the time when motherfuckers drink, we're celebrating. What the fuck are we celebrating if we're a fat fuck or a skinny dweeb? What the fuck are we celebrating if we look in the mirror, we're insecure? What the fuck are we celebrating if your dick can't get up? What the fuck are you celebrating if you can't stay hard? What the fuck are you celebrating if you're scared to take your shirt off by the pool? It's something to celebrate. Celebrate when you look like this, my guy. Then you can have a couple of shots. Right now is not the time. Can you sacrifice? Huh? Next is these motherfuckers rely on motivation, right? The villain version, right? Holy shit, brother. Motivation is emotion that comes and goes. If you only do the work when it's convenient or exciting, you will never, ever, ever be exceptional enough to achieve remarkable success, right? Out of the 1.65 million men in the stadium that have 8 to 10% body fat, if they relied on motivation, brother, it would be more so like 165 men in that fucking stadium, right? If I went to the gym, fellas, only when I was motivated, holy fucking shit, would I be a fat fuck or a skinny dweeb, right? Y'all think I enjoy going to that motherfucker? Fuck no! I gotta go tonight. I don't feel like going, but I'm gonna go, right? Because I refuse to be like you niggas. I know that you motherfuckers feel that emotion and be like, I can skip today and go tomorrow, and I don't want to be nothing like you motherfuckers. So me knowing that you thought that, let me go, right? But a lot of you motherfuckers don't think like that. You rely on motivation, brother. It's an emotion that comes and goes. You must rely on a system. You must rely on discipline. You must rely on momentum, right? Because that feeling that you got will fade, right? What are you going to do when you don't feel like going? What are you going to do when all odds are against you? Your boss has got on your nerves. Your girl asking you to go out. What the fuck are you going to do? Over the course of a year, those moments, those spans, those daily tiny battles are going to project into the physique that you have and the physique that you could have had. I hope you're paying attention, bud. Again, to get what most don't have, you must do what most won't do. Persistently and consistently, right? 99% of men do not train unless they are motivated, and that's why only 1% of men have 8 to 10% body fat. I hope this makes sense. Last component of the villain is freestyling, right? Brother, y'all motherfuckers go to the gym and have no plan. Right? When you fail to plan, you plan to fucking fail, right? You think when building a fucking house, they just say, oh, we'll put the floors here, we'll paint the walls there, then we'll bling in the appliances, then we'll just figure it out. No! They have a plan and they execute it, so why the fuck would you not have the same with your body, right? You go in that motherfucker and do what you feel like doing. Oh, I feel like training arms today. Oh, I feel like leaving early. Or I feel like doing abs. Or I feel like doing legs. Feeling is leaving you a fat fuck. Feeling is leaving you a skinny dweeb. You must have some structure, brother. Holy fuck. And I'll go even deeper. A lot of you motherfuckers, y'all do something for a month or workout plan for a month and then want to switch up the next. Holy shit, are you being a bitch? Right? The successful individuals, the 1%ers can continuously do the boring tasks without trying to switch shit the fuck up. You don't have enough data to know if that workout plan works. You don't have enough data to know if that nutrition plan works. Why? Because you keep on switching it up. And why do you switch it up? Because you don't see the results that you wish to obtain. Come here, brother, right? It takes time, right? Rome wasn't built in a fucking night. Do you think I just got this physique in a fucking month? No, dickhead. I got it after a span of 9 by doing the same shit. Brother, I do the same workout plan I did when I was a skinny dweeb. The same one! Nothing has to change. It's physical fitness. Stop acting like a chick. You have to, I gotta do something new today. I gotta switch my screensaver. I have to switch the color of my comforter and rearrange my room. Holy fuck! Leave it to the chicks, please. Stick to one plan for 6 to 9 months, collect data, and then make tweaks, right? Again, y'all motherfuckers be trying to optimize before you standardize. Do a plan for 90 days and see what the fuck happens. Fuck! Not only that, right? When you're freestyling, y'all motherfuckers be in the gym for 2 to 3 hours. Holy fuck! Are you being a dweeb, right? Being in the gym for 2 to 3 hours, you're gonna get jacked, I can assure you, but you're going to be the jack motherfucker that's poor. Brother, you need 90 minutes max. That's it. That's what I do, right? You in the gym all day, but you're broke as fuck. Why don't you dedicate that extra hour you wanna train and put it into deep work or high leverage tasks that can make you more money, which is the next C that I'm about to get into, right? But y'all motherfuckers be in there for 2 hours. Brother, you only need 90 minutes. That's why you time your breaks. Right? That's why you have a plan and a system instead of freestyling. One last thing. Y'all motherfuckers love to freestyle and work out with your homies. Fuck! Right? 9 times out of 10, brother, your homies are holding you the fuck back. They in that motherfucker trying to talk and look cool instead of lifting the weight and getting the fuck up out of there. To elevate, you must isolate. Even with going to the gym, brother, you don't need a fucking workout partner. You're not a chick. Go in that bitch with a plan and execute it. Fuck! Having a plan and not freestyling is why you're seeing why Ian lost the fucking weight that you're seeing to my left, right? Having a plan and not freestyling is why you're seeing the transformation that my brother Fred has to the fucking left. They had a plan and they invested, and I gave them the tools and the resources to make failure impossible to get the transformations that they have. But if they would have freestyled and did what they felt like and relied on motivation and drunk alcohol and asked me, cry, how many cheat meals did I get and ate processed foods? Holy fuck! What they made a mediocre dweeb in regards to physical fitness. They executed the plan to a T, and you must do the same. It must be your identity. The next C, fellas, is cash. And similar to cuts, cash can be quantified with factual data. Shall we begin? Hey Siri, what is the yearly income of 1% men in regards to salary? $500K per year. Hey Siri, divide that by 12 so I can get the monthly income increments. $40K a fucking month, right? Again, you're telling me if I had a stadium and there was 1.65 million men in the stadium that made $40K a fucking month, you can't get a seat in the stadium? 1.65 million men and you can't get to that upper echelon 1 percentile in regards to income? That's what the fuck you're telling me? You're telling me that these motherfuckers are better than you? No, brother, they're not better than you. People that make more money than you are not better than you because they make more money than you, but they make more money than you because they are better than you. What does that mean? They adopt the identity of a motherfucker that's making $40K a fucking month. And you can too, right? When you see these individuals that got all this money, brother, holy shit, they bleed, shit, and pee, just like you. But they had to adopt certain traits and get the fuck away from the dweeb traits to become the man that they want to be in regards to income. Listen to me. Let's start with Hero again. The first thing you must have, brother, to get to that $40K a month is purpose, right? Listen and listen closely. If you love your 9 to 5, you need to figure out, okay, what can I do on the weekend to monetize and make more money and increase my income? If you don't love your 9 to 5, you need to figure out what you love to do that doesn't feel like work, that you can monetize for the rest of your fucking life. That is the only way. You must find your purpose, brother. And with choosing your purpose, it's not about what am I going to obtain? It's about how much pain can I sustain. You want to pick a motherfucking vehicle that regardless of how many repairs it needs, regardless of how many stop signs you run at, regardless of how slow it goes or how fast it goes, regardless of how people look at you when you get in that motherfucker, you can sustain it. I'm using a car as an example, but I hope that you're getting the analogy that I'm trying to make, right? How much pain can you sustain, right? I tried music. I couldn't sustain the pain with music. I couldn't sustain the pain of, damn, my friends might not post this song. This music video might flop. This album might flop. It may take too long. I couldn't sustain that pain. I couldn't sustain the pain of e-commerce. Damn, if I invest all this money into this product and run ads, the product could flop. And then I'm out of fucking money. I couldn't sustain that pain. That's why I am so elite with this coaching and YouTube shit, because I don't give a fuck. I can sustain any pain that comes with it. If a video flops, I don't give a fuck. If people talk shit in my comments, I don't give a fuck. If people send my video out and make jokes, I don't give a fuck. I can sustain the pain. If this video is blurry and then I have to re-record the whole thing, I don't give a fuck. I'll do it again. I can sustain the pain. That's how I know it's my purpose. You need to ask yourself that, brother, because whatever purpose you choose, whether it's fucking real estate, music, fitness, whatever the fuck it is, there will be highs and there will be lows. Every man can maintain with the highs, but can you maintain the motherfucking lows when everything is going left and you in the motherfucking trenches and you haven't seen the output of the fruits of your labor yet? Can you remain in that motherfucking dungeon? Can you keep seeking pain? Can you have persistence? Huh? That's what it's going to be about when choosing your purpose, but you must have a purpose, right? This is the most important step. I had a brother in 1% Academy, right? And part of his purpose is content creation, right? It's a part of building this brand, right? And he was in a situation where, you know, his parents, his father and his stepmother were talking shit about his content. And it discouraged him, right? He wanted to stop doing it, right? I told him, brother, right? This is the first time you're dealing with this, but I can tell you right now, it's not going to be the last, right? You have to understand people's opinions of you have everything to do with them and nothing to do with you. You're never going to receive negativity from an individual internally or externally that is doing better than you at all. They're trying to pull you up, brother. Motherfuckers below you are trying to drag you the fuck down. And you must understand it's two types of individuals. Motherfuckers in the game and in the stands. Stop listening to motherfuckers in the stands and only listen to motherfuckers in the game, right? If a motherfucker is not on your level or better than you, I'm not fucking listening, right? Y'all motherfuckers be in the stands telling me to make that play. Brother, you don't know that the coach drew up a different play. I wasn't supposed to make that play. I was supposed to make this one, but you don't know because you're in the stands. I'm going to listen to my coach and not you dweebs, right? That is one thing you must do with picking your purpose. It's about you, brother, not other individuals. But I do want to point something out for the individuals who do love their 9 to 5, but really want to get to that 1 percentile, which is $40K a month in regards to motherfucking income. Hey Siri, what percentage of jobs can get me to that 1% income, which is $40K a month? 0.08, right? There's only 0.08, less than 1% of jobs, 9 to 5s, that can get you $40K a month. So newsflash, brother, come here. If you're not an actor, if you're not an athlete, if you're not an investment banker, if you're not a surgeon, if you're not an orthodontist, or if you're not a lawyer, guess what? You have to find a purpose or something you can do on the weekend to add to your income, because those are the only vehicles in regards to working a 9 to 5 that you can get to that income. Right? Now, if you don't want to be a 1%er in that income, why the fuck did you even click this vid? It's titled 1% for a fucking reason. But if you do, this is something you need to think about. Because I can assure you, clocking in and clocking out that fucking job, whether you love it or you don't, it's not enough to get to 40K a fucking month. I can assure you. Okay, Cry, I get it. But what are the side hustles or the purposes you recommend that I can adopt to hit that 40K a month? Relax. I'm getting there. Number one is real estate. No matter what the fuck happens, I don't give a fuck what AI does, right? People will always need a place to stay, right? There's two ways that you can monetize with real estate. You can wholesale, right? Which means, let's say I buy a property for 40K, right? I upgrade it for 20K, right? And then I sell it for 100K, right? So it took me 60 to buy it and fix it up. And then I sold it for 100K. I made a 40K profit, right? Then I pocket some of that money and I invest some of that money for the next property, right? That is one way to monetize with real estate. The next way is to buy a property. Let's say I buy a property for 100K, right? And I have individuals rent it out and pay me $1,200 a month, right? Now, I might not break even till year 4, but after year 4, I'm in the green. I done paid off the 100K loan with the tenants that are paying me monthly. And now all the money I'm making monthly is going right to my pocket. That is the second way. Real estate is definitely a great vehicle that I recommend if you have a passion for it, right? The second is e-commerce, right? With e-commerce, you want to use OPM. What is OPM? Other people's money, right? So you want to leverage your credit, business or personal, buy products and run ads behind the products, right? Basically digital real estate. That's all it is, right? Instead of buying a house house or a property, you're buying a product. Then you're selling it over the course of time. That's the second vehicle I recommend. The third vehicle is personal branding, which is what I do now. Now, there's plenty of ways you can monetize within personal branding, brother. You can do coaching, which is what I do. You can sell digital products. You can create a Patreon, or you could just get paid from like YouTube and Instagram. There's different vehicles that you can do, but this is my favorite vehicle. Why? Because you're getting paid to get paid, right? YouTube pays me to post videos, and then videos get me new guys that want to join 1% Academy, right? So it's a win-win. I love personal branding, right? You get paid literally to be you. You're basically living for a living. It's the best vehicle to me, right? But you have to find what works for you, right? So those are 3 vehicles I recommend to get you to that 40K month. But finding your purpose is not enough, brother. You must sacrifice. Right? There are 168 hours in a motherfucking week. If you spend 0 hours outside of work, not maximizing your potential and becoming the man you want to be in regards to income, you'll be the same man in 5 fucking years. We all get 24. Why do you think you're special? Why do you think you're unique? Why do you think you're the only individual that gets in an argument with their spouse? Why do you think you're the only individual that works a fucking 9 to 5? Why do you think you're the only individual that failed with that business? You're not! Every problem that you have, somebody else had, and they still made a motherfucking way, or they had it worse, and they still made a motherfucking way. Right? So grab your fucking nuts, brother, and figure out a way to get it done. But the only way to figure out a way to get it done is to sacrifice. To get what most don't have, you must do what most won't do. Right? Whatever these niggas is doing, get it the fuck away from me. Right? Don't blame your distractions, you fucking dweeb. Just increase the inputs. Right? Increase your focus. Right? Your standards don't give a fuck how you feel, brother. I'm going to continue to say it. The hardest thing as a man, the hardest phase as a man is going to the gym, working a 9 to 5, and maximizing your purpose. It's the hardest phase as a man, and a lot of men can't get through it, right? Only the 1% can. Why can they? Because they fucking sacrifice. And when it comes to sacrifice, there's 2 components that you must adopt for it to be a part of your identity, right? The first one is 59, which is 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., right? You must maximize those 8 hours and sacrifice those 8 hours outside of your 9 to 5 in the motherfucking gym to become the man that you wish to be in regards to income, right? Can you fucking do it? But not just for a day, not just for a week, not just for a month, for as long as it fucking takes to get to that income of 40K a fucking month. Can you sacrifice? Can you rely on 6 hours of sleep in a Celsius for a fucking month or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or a year, right? Can you put the fucking Opal app from 9 a.m. to fucking 5 a.m. so you're not on it at night so you can go to fuck to sleep? Huh? Can you take the TV out your fucking house so you don't have to watch Love Island? Huh? Can you throw away that system so you can wake up on time the next day? Huh? I'm going to continue to say it. If I have 2 individuals, we have the same speed and endurance, and we race, but I give the individual to my right a 4-hour head start, I'm never gonna catch them. Ever. So when you wake up early and sacrifice the hours from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. and then you go to sleep on time, right, and sacrifice the hours from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., how the fuck can you lose? How the fuck can these motherfuckers catch up to you? But again, it's not enough to do it for a little bit of time, for a month or 2 or 3. You must adopt it and it must be a part of your identity. Brother, when I get the Lamborghini Urus, when I retire my mom, when I make 100K a month, come here. I'm still going to be sacrificing my 59. So that's one component. The second component is the motherfucking weekend. Hey Siri, what percentage of the year is the motherfucking weekend? 29%. 104 days. Again, if I have an individual to my left, we have the same speed and endurance, and I give him an 104-second head start, and we're racing, I will never, ever, ever catch him. Right? Ever. Right? 104 days. Holy shit, brother. That is 29% of the calendar year. 29%, right? If you maximize that 29% over the course of 5 years, you are going to be running laps around these individuals. 1%ers that are making 40, 50, 60K a month, making $1 million a year, 500K a year. Brother, they went through a phase of their life where they sacrificed their motherfucking weekends. Weekends are the winning days. That weak-ass party, that weak-ass tailgate, that weak-ass Netflix and chill with that weak-ass bitch that you want to lay up with are always going to be there. You must sacrifice and something has to give. You motherfuckers want to enjoy your weekends but think some odd delusion that the things that you wish to acquire from an income standpoint will fucking show up. Holy shit, are you an idiot? I used to be one, so I know. Right? Fellas, I'm making the most money I made in my fucking life. It's the weekend right now. You see where the fuck I'm at, right? It must be a part of your identity. And I promise you, 40K is the bare minimum you can make on a month-to-month basis, my nigga. The third thing you must do is read, right? Every 1% man in regards to income continuously poured into his cup. A man that thinks he knows everything knows nothing at all. I speak so much about action, but you cannot take the right action unless you have the correct knowledge, right? 10 pages a day should be a non-negotiable for every man. I don't care if you're at 50K a month. I don't care if you're at $5 a fucking month. 10 pages a day should be the bare minimum for every single man. Every single man. Okay, Cry, I get it. What do I read? I'll put the thumbnail on the motherfucking screen. I just made a fucking video of the 5 books that fueled the greatest transformation of my fucking life. Go watch the video, right? But reading has been a huge component to make me the man that I am and get me to the income that I'm at. It's gonna get me to making 100K a month and more time my mom and drive a Lamborghini yours. Reading. You wanna separate yourself from 99% of men? Pick up a fucking book. Most men cannot do it. Most men wanna scroll, beat their dick, or lay up with a chick. Why don't you spend that time reading and pouring into your cup and sharpening your sword as a man, creating that gap and that barrier? It's gonna make all the difference in regards to income. I can assure you, but don't be a dweeb. I'm not telling you to go read fucking Charlotte's Web, you idiot. Read self-improvement books, business books, finance books, female nature books, books that are gonna sharpen your sword as a man to be exceptional. I hope you're listening. But it's not enough to just read, fellas. You must take notes. I'll put it on the screen. I actively take notes with every book that I'm reading, right? So the information sticks, right? With building a habit, fellas, it's not about how long you do it. It's about the frequency of times you do it, right? We know how to tie our fucking shoe because we did it for 30 seconds every day for a sprint in our life. Not because we did it for an hour a day for a week. It's the same with reading, right? So when I'm taking these active notes, I'm reading the notes every single day. That's why the information sticks. That's why I get in front of these whiteboards and everything seems to just flow and it feels like, damn, this nigga Cry knows everything. I don't know everything. I know a lot, but the reason I know a lot it's because I study what I'm reading every fucking day. And then taking notes is not just enough as well. You must implement it into action, right? Which brings me to my next point. Action over everything else, right? Because I can have an individual that read a book on how to chop a tree down, but they never try to chop it down. I'm going to roll with the individual who didn't read the book on how to chop a tree down, but at least they tried, right? Because that individual took action. Knowledge isn't shit unless you implement it and put it into action. And this is the step that a lot of individuals skip. Brother, I'm going to continue to say it. If there was a door and everything you wanted was on the other side of the door and the door was like the key to the door would be massive fucking action. Every fucking day. Brother, everything that you want, everything that you acquire, the fucking physique, the fucking mindset, the fucking chick, the fucking house, the fucking income is on the other side of the work that you continuously avoid on a day-to-day basis, right? When are you just going to seek pain? When are you just going to hate happiness? When are you going to stop giving a fuck about your mental health? When? Now is the motherfucking time. Everything that you want is on the other side of action. I thought of this video, didn't waste any time, and put it into action immediately. Attack, attack, attack. Every fucking day. It must be your identity. You can have the best plan ever, right? You can have the best morning routine ever. You can watch the most motivational fucking video of all time. You can read the best fucking business book of all time. But if you don't put the principles into action, it is all for nothing. And when I think about action, the first thing that comes to mind is my brother, Jared, right? Me and Jared created a plan to make failure impossible to allow the transformation that you're seeing right to my motherfucking left. 17 pounds down while building muscle in 12 weeks, right? So we gave Jared a list of high-level tasks that he must complete on a day-to-day basis to make this transformation impossible to fail. And he did them 94% of the time, right? Out of 12 weeks with me, 86 days, Jared did everything on this power list, 80 out of 86 days, right? He could say all he wants, oh, I want to lose 17 pounds, but if he wasn't putting in the inputs and putting into action daily to make failure impossible, he wouldn't have the transformation that you're seeing to my motherfucking left. He wouldn't. Input is directly correlated with outputs, right? You want the fucking 40K a month, but don't want to get in the motherfucking trenches in that deep work session, sacrifice your weekends, sacrifice your 59, and continuously take action on a day-to-day basis and hate happiness and seek fame. You don't want to do it, but the 1%ers do, and they find joy within it every fucking day. Can you? Probably not. That's why you'll never, ever get to that 1% in regards to income. The last thing this man does, I'll write it up here so you guys can see it. Part of his identity is taking risk, right? No risk, no motherfucking reward. When it's scary to jump in that motherfucker, you gotta jump in that motherfucker. Otherwise, you will stay in the same place. Growth is painful, change is painful, but nothing is more painful than staying in the same fucking spot. I don't fear shit, but one thing I do fear is being 80 on my motherfucking deathbed, wishing I would have took more action, wishing I would have took that risk, wishing I would have invested in that mentorship. I refuse. I will take the action now. I will sacrifice myself now, every single time, right? Because I understand the risk that most individuals are scared to take. The 1%ers took, right? Which is a lot of you motherfuckers, right? Playing it safe will keep you safe. There is no perfect time. Fellas, every time I invested in the mentorship, I didn't fucking have it, right? Y'all know the motherfucking story. I invested my last in John Mark's mentorship to learn how to do what the fuck I do now.
You just spent your last on this mentorship. Don't know how I'm gonna pay rent.
It's my boy Kyle, one of my elite clients. He had 30K a month right now. There's a you in 6 months who already has this. Y'all just wait. Y'all go see the testimonial video where he gets the yours. 3 months. It's gonna happen.
On 1% 100x collab on the way, man.
It's already yours.
It's already mine. I'm looking down on it. It's just a matter of time, man.
If it failed, I would have drove back to fucking Cleveland. When I invested in Brandon Carter's mentorship, I invested my last, right? And fucked up my credit to learn a high leverage skill that changed me for the rest of my life. When I joined another mentorship to leverage LinkedIn to do fitness training, I invested my last and fucked up my credit again. You motherfuckers, you watching, you keep looking at the price and not the value. Looking at the price is gonna leave you mediocre. Everything I tell you guys to do, fellas, I do my fucking self. I'm a product of what the fuck I preach, right? I've invested my last and didn't know how I was gonna pay rent. I invested my last and fucked up my credit. I invested my last and wanted to go on that vacation or wanted to chill with that chick or wanted to buy that fucking gift but couldn't fucking do it because I invested in a mentorship. I did it, right? So why the fuck can't you? You bleed shit and pee just like me, but you're looking at the price and not the value. Rich people look at the value, poor people look at the price, right? I've learned skills from these mentors that not only made me the money that I made back quickly, but gave me skills to make money for the rest of my fucking life, right? It's an investment into yourself. Right? But again, you can spend money on Netflix, Hulu, these chicks that don't give a fuck about you, that vacation and go back to your mediocre job after 3 fucking days, but can't invest into yourself, into your mind, into your body, into your soul to become the man that you're supposed to be. The 1%ers did it. You cannot. You think you're special. You think you're the only individual that making that investment is going to hurt your pockets. Brother, holy shit, are you being a dweeb? I used to think the same thing. These motherfuckers that I aspire to be like invested they last as well. So why the fuck would it not? Take the risk! Or don't and remain stagnant, remain a mediocre dweeb in regards to income. Doesn't make me a fucking difference. Most men cannot break up with that chick knowing they love the fuck out of her, but she's holding them the fuck back in regards to his purpose. Most men cannot tell their friends no. Most men cannot risk fucking up their credit. Most men cannot not having rent the next month. Most men cannot do it, and that's why most men will remain stagnant. To get what most don't have, you must do what most won't do, and part of doing what most won't do is taking that motherfucking risk and jumping in fucking water even when you don't know how to fucking swim. I did it and you can too. Let's talk about the villain. What does the villain do in regards to income, right? That keeps him from getting to that 1%. He makes impulsive purchases, right? We cannot be this 1% man and check every single seat. Cut charisma, church, character, clout, cash, combat. They'll be dumb as fuck with our money and spend it like chicks. Brother, women spend money out of emotion. If you want to be a chick, cut your dick off and be one. Holy fuck, right? You are a man. Part about being a man is being a provider. How are you going to be a provider if you spend money loosely? One thing that I have all my brothers keep track of and that I keep track of on a day-to-day basis is impulsive purchases, right? So that means make a month-to-month budget, brother. And if it's not in the month-to-month budget, we're not spending money on it, right? So that means we're not going to the fucking mall and be like, I think I want a mahogany teakwood candle and buying it. No! If it's not in a budget, we're not doing it, right? Because it seems so insignificant, just one purchase, right? But over the course of the fucking year, you don't spend $1,000 on mahogany teakwood fucking candles when you really didn't need it, right? It wasn't a need, right? You just made the impulsive purchase and spent based on your emotions. That's what these chicks do. If you want to be a mediocre dude, continue to do it. If you don't, nip it in the bud now. A lot of you motherfuckers speak about wanting this 1% chick, wanting this high quality chick, but you get with one and are expecting her to go 50-50. Holy fuck, are you a dweeb? Put yourself in the predicament of a chick. I have to clean for this man, be feminine, cook for this man, be caring, be nurturing, and pay 50% of the bills? Holy fuck, she might as well be single. As a man, if you go 50-50, you are a dweeb, period. You think these 1% men are going 50-50 with chicks? Fuck no. I refuse to go 50-50 with a chick, right? Period. Now, again, that doesn't mean I'm splurging on a chick that doesn't like me. I'm talking about my wife or my long-term girlfriend will never pay rent. Are you fucking nuts? Get a grip! Second is no credit, right? What is credit? Credit is other people's money. Credit is, a tool that banks and lenders use. And all it is, fellas, is trust, right? So when you have a higher credit score, you have built trust. They trust you that you're going to make payments on time for X amount of time, right? To the point where they will loan you money. That's all credit is, fellas, right? The 4 main components when building your credit is inquiries, which is about 10% of your credit, credit history, which is about 15% of your credit, utilization, which is about 30% of your credit, and on-time payments, which is about 35% of your credit, right? So imagine those percentages in a fucking pie chart, and those are the components that affect your credit score. Now, if your credit is fucked, right, I recommend using Lexington Law or the Credit Dude, right? These are 2 resources I use to clean up my credit, and they work, right? But you want to use credit and not allow credit to use you. When I was a dumb dweeb, fellas, I would get a credit card and max it the fuck out. No! Right? Use it as a tool, other people's money. For instance, if you do e-commerce or real estate, don't use your own funds, maximize your credit score, get other people's money and their credit cards and their loans, and then use those loans to invest in that property, to invest in that product, so that when you break even, you can pay the loan back and then put the rest in your motherfucking pocket. I hope this makes sense, right? But having good credit is gonna make your life a lot easier when you're applying for that apartment, when you're getting that car, when getting the mortgage for your house. It's gonna be very important, right? So maximize it. Don't be a dweeb. The next part of the villain, fellas, is live above means, right? Which is a lot of you motherfuckers, right? Y'all motherfuckers want to look rich instead of being rich. Holy fuck! Delay your gratification, brother. You haven't earned it, right? I used to have friends, motherfuckers I knew, literally worked a fucking regular ass job, but on the weekend had on all this designer, would get a section, then come Monday was asking me for money. Holy fuck, are you a dweeb, right? Why don't you put in the motherfucking work to get that income so you can really afford that section, so you can really afford that designer, so you don't have to fake it. Y'all motherfuckers be faking it to make it to look a certain way or to look cool or seek validation from motherfuckers who don't give a fuck about you. Why don't you really be it, right? Why don't you make a 40K income a part of your identity and not just for a motherfucking weekend? Stop trying to look cool and be cool, you idiot. Every man should live by the 50-30-20 rule. Okay, crowd, what is the 50-30-20 rule, right? 50-30-20 rule means your expenses are 50% of your income, right? Your leisure is 30% of your income, and you save 20% of your income. Let me give you an example. Let's say I made $3,000 a month, right? 50% of that should be my expenses, my fixed costs, what I pay on a month-to-month basis, right? So when I think about food, when I think about rent, when I think about my car note and all my other bills, it should not exceed $1,500. If it exceeds $1,500, that means you need to cut back on some shit or figure out how to maximize your income, right? With leisure, such as shopping, entertainment, going out, vacation. That should be 30% of your income. So on a month-to-month basis, you should be saving $450 to go with that. Now, the same thing is with saving, right? If I make $3K a month, I need to be saving at least $300 that needs to go in my savings, right? The 50-30-20 rule. A lot of you motherfuckers, you make $3,000 a month, but your expenses are $2,500. That's why you're living paycheck to paycheck. Cut your expenses down or figure out a way to make more income, period, right? Don't try to live a lifestyle that you cannot fund. You're putting yourself in a rat race, brother. Holy fuck. The next C is charisma, right? Very important C. Now, unlike the other C's, this one is hard to quantify, right? Because you could be charismatic to one individual, but another individual, you could be a dweeb in regards to charisma, right? So this is more subjective. There's not factual data that can support if you have aura and if you have charisma. But, right, there are certain things that you can maximize and control to decrease the probability of an individual saying that you have no aura and no charisma. Shall we begin? First is body language, right? Body language is a huge component of charisma and aura. Right? A lot of you motherfuckers, y'all walk into a room with your head down like this. Holy fuck, are you a dweeb? Stand tall and walk in that motherfucker like you own the place. Anywhere I walk, whether it's the gym, a restaurant, a grocery store, I walk in that motherfucker like I'm him. Why? Because I am him. Right? A lot of y'all motherfuckers, y'all, whether you're talking to people, like you fucking looking down, brother, make eye contact, have firm handshakes, right? Body language is very, very important, right? It's gonna say the most about you before you even said a motherfucking word. Next, you want to listen more than you speak, right? Let me ask you a question. Come here! When you take a group picture, what's the first thing you look at? Yourself, right? It's the same thing in conversation. One thing you must understand about 99% of individuals, right, is they don't give a fuck what you're talking about. They only care about receiving validation with the things that you're talking about, right? So use this to your advantage. How do you use this to your advantage? Listen more than you speak. A lot of motherfuckers, when they meet people, they want to talk about their accomplishments and everything they have going on. You're going to separate yourself as a man from a charisma standpoint if you can listen more than you speak, right? Not only that, but ask questions and actively listen, right? To ask questions to dive deeper on the things that motherfuckers are passionate about, right? This is a major gem, especially in regards to business and chicks. I could be talking to a chick, right? We're at dinner, we're having a conversation, and she's telling me about her life story, right? She's telling me how, you know what I'm saying, her dad wasn't shit, she was raised by a single mom, and I'm continuously just asking her questions, boosting her validation, like, damn, baby, like, you feel me? So how was it growing up without a single mom? Like, do you miss your dad? Just diving in, not saying shit. Most people will be like, oh, well, you know, I came from a two-parent household, and, you know, my mom was the best. She doesn't give a fuck! She cares about what she's speaking about. So capitalize on that. It's toxic, but it works in regards to charisma if you want to separate yourself from 99% of men. Another thing that goes along with this, fellas, is being well-versed, right? In regards to communication, this is a skill that I've mastered. Fellas, I could talk to a motherfucker from the hood. I could talk to a motherfucker from the suburbs. I was in corporate America, and I also was an entrepreneur. I'm well-versed with information, right? I can speak about Drake and Kendrick Lamar, and I can speak about how God took everything away from Job. I can speak on both. I'm well-versed. How do you be well-versed in communication? Read and always stay up to par with different topics and different subjects. Brother, this will take you a long fucking way. Next is you must be confident, of course, right? I've never seen a motherfucker with aura. I've never seen a motherfucker with charisma. I've never seen a motherfucker who was that guy and not confident, right? It's one thing to walk the walk and talk the talk, but it's a difference when you believe in your walk and you believe when you talk. When I come up here and say I make the best self-improvement videos of all fucking time, brother, I truly believe that. Y'all motherfuckers cannot fuck with me in this realm. I'm him, right? I believe it. I'm confident in it. But there's two components of confidence that you must adopt to be confident in any realm. One is reps. The reason I'm so confident is because I have the proof, right? I know I can make a whiteboard video and it go nuts. I know I can make an outside vest video and it go nuts. I know I can get my brother's results. I know that I can go to the gym for X amount of time and seek pain and hate happiness for X amount of time to get the fucking physique that I have now. I have the proof. How do I have the proof? The reps. Any area as a man that you're insecure in or that you lack confidence in, you just haven't failed enough. You're running from the motherfucking work. You're running from the motherfucking grind. You're running from the motherfucking pain. Because when you embrace that grind and embrace that work and embrace that pain, you have no choice but to be confident, right? Because you know that you're rare. You know that you did what most individuals can never do over X amount of days consistently and persistently. Is going to give you confidence externally and internally. Externally because you have the results that they can never get, and internally because you know you did everything they would never do on a day-to-day basis. Are you listening? So repetition is the first component. The second component is not giving a fuck. People that aren't confident give a fuck. They seek validation from other individuals and not their self. Brother, come here. These motherfuckers are not gonna pay your bills. They're not gonna speak at your funeral. They're not gonna retire your mom. It don't fucking matter. In any room you go in, you must have a calm confidence. What comes with having a calm confidence? Not giving a fuck. What the fuck happens? At all times. Lower the importance of shit. All this shit is beneath you. The most charismatic individuals are the individuals who are the most confident, but not even the most confident, the most certain. When you're confident, you think you're that guy. When you're certain, you know you that guy, right? But the only way to be certain is to not give a fuck and get in the reps. One without the other is not gonna work. You must have both. They must be parallel, right? In regards to the villain, right? The uncharismatic individual overthinks. Fellas, overthinking is like the motherfucking kryptonite to charisma and aura, right? I think about it like this. If I go on a date with a 6 or a 7, I'm not really thinking about how the fucking date goes or if I'm a hit after or, you know, if she thinks the meal is good or if I say the right things or should I have flowers in the front seat. I really don't give a fuck. Right? But when I'm with that 10, I'm like, oh, I got to open the door this way. I got to say this thing. I got to make sure the flowers are in the front seat. I got to make sure we eat at this 5-star restaurant. I overthink it. Brother, you need to treat everything in life like you're with that 6 or that 7 chick. Stop overthinking. Overthinking paralyzes progress. Man, when I used to be insecure, man, I used to always overthink. When I lacked charisma, I used to always overthink. I would be around individuals when I was a skinny dweeb, unconfident, and broke, and be thinking that those individuals thought I was a skinny dweeb, unconfident, and broke. And those insecurities trajected externally, and it affected the fucking room. I was bitter in the room. Like, I was negative in conversations. Why? Because I was creating these scenarios in my head of what other individuals thought about me, because that's what I thought about me. Why? Because I didn't have the proof. I was running away from the reps, which allowed me to overthink. The next thing from a villain standpoint, fellas, is overspeak, right? One of the biggest skills that you can adopt in regards to being charismatic and humbly speaking, I think that this is a skill that I have mastered, fellas, is finding a fine line between being outgoing and also having mystery, right? To the point where you speak and it's not an awkward conversation, but at the same time, they still don't know everything about you, right? This takes practice, right? But over speaking, you lose all points, right? Talk. Because once you speak and it's out there, you can't take it the fuck back, right? Y'all motherfuckers be talking yourself out of the pussy, talking yourself out of business opportunities. Shut the fuck up and listen. Right? You always want to have some type of mystery, especially in regards to women. Women like to chase to a certain extent, fellas. If a chick has you figured out on the first day, the first phone call, the first text message, she has nothing to look forward to, right? I meet women, they don't know what the fuck I do, fellas. They think all I do is yell on Instagram. They have no idea, right? I literally had a chick, fellas, I had a chick. I've seen her at the gym a couple times, whatever the case may be. About the fourth time I seen her, she asked me my Instagram, give her an Instagram, we exchanged social medias. Like, within, I believe, 3 to 4 days later, she literally DMs me like, hey, if you don't mind me asking, like, what do you do? Right? Like, she see I go to the gym midday. She see the type of car that I drive. She see me yelling on Instagram. The previous weekend, she had seen me in fucking Houston kicking it. She like, whoa, what the fuck does this guy do? Like, she couldn't help it. Right, but if I would have met her like, hey, I'm Cry, I do coaching, and I do YouTube, and I made X amount of money a month, and I quit my job in March and invested my last, and now I'm not a dweeb. Holy shit! Her shit would have dried up, right? Relax, brother. She doesn't need to know everything right away. Leave some mystery, brother. The last component in regards to aura is poor appearance, right? Fellas, looks are not everything, but they are very important, right? Looks are the first barrier of entry. They're a lot more important than you think. Before you know if a person has charisma, has a good personality, how much money they make, whatever the case may be, they look at you and they judge you subconsciously. It might not be consciously, it might be subconsciously. If I walk into the fucking Lamborghini dealership like this, right, off first look, they have a perception of me. Right? Oh, this motherfucker like doesn't wear clothes. This motherfucker thinks he's all that, X, Y, and Z. Now, if I walk back out and walk back in and I have a suit on, ding, ding, ding. Oh, this motherfucker presents himself accordingly. He might really be here to buy a Lamborghini, right? So before they even know me, they have a perception of me based on how I look. Fellas, whatever you put into this life, you will get the fuck out. The same effort you put into the gym, the same effort you put into your mindset, the same effort you put into your motherfucking finances, you have to put into your appearance. This is the area that I was weak in for a very long time, right? Brother, come here. You're not a chick when you value your appearance. You're a man that loves himself and takes care of yourself. Because one thing you must understand, taking care of yourself from an appearance standpoint is deeper than just the external benefits. Like, damn, this guy looks like, no, this guy takes care of himself. This guy has a routine. This guy prioritizes his hygiene. If he does all that and he loves himself, holy shit, he might love me too. That's how women think, right? We've been taught our whole life not to judge a book by its cover, but brother, that's exactly what motherfuckers do. Fellas, everywhere you go, I don't give a fuck if you're going to Target, the grocery store, the fucking gym, church, the club. It doesn't matter. I want you to overdress. Overdressing should always be the mindset. I want you to go everywhere like you're going to see your ex that just cheated on you. No matter where you go, right? This is the biggest fashion hack. Now, there's other things that are important as well, such as looks maxing, right? The number one component with look maxing, you want to find your phenotype, right? What is a phenotype? A phenotype is a celebrity or public figure that you have similar features to, right? That you can mock and implement in regards to yourself, right? For me, it was Tyler Lepley. Similar skin complexion, similar lips, similar eyebrows. I saw he had the low taper hair with a beard and women admired him. Ding, ding, ding. Boom! I copied it, brother. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to get that motherfucker to spin. right? That's the same thing I do with my brothers in 1% Academy, right? Looks matching is an aspect. Why? Because it is important, right? Once they have the physical physique is not enough. What haircut works for you, right? Can your teeth be wider, right? What, do you need a beard or should you not have a beard? Do you need some jewelry, right? Are you a tattoo kind of guy? What can you do to improve your appearance? Because it matters in regards to charisma. I can assure you. The next C, fellas, is character. Right? And this is another C that's hard to quantify with factual data, but this is definitely one of the most important C's, brother, right? If your character had a smell, what the fuck would you smell like, right? It's easy to be that 1% man, have the physique, have the income, be charismatic, but it's not easy to have those things and have high character and stand on morals and principles as a man. Why are you satisfied with being a 1%er externally but not internally? Internally, you're a dick. Right? It's not enough. Check every single C, right? I'm never gonna get up here and say, fellas, to be a nice guy. Nice guys don't finish last, fellas. They don't finish the fucking race. You're never gonna hear me come here and saying, be a nice guy. No, but you should be a good guy, right? Part of your hero should be a good guy. First thing you must have is humility. Fellas, you need to treat that 4 how you would treat a 10. You need to treat the janitor how you would treat the CEO. You need to treat the waitress how you would treat the fucking owner of the restaurant, right? Your character, your morals and principles of how you treat other people as a man should never change dependent upon the person, right? It should be you. It should be who the fuck you are. And it's very simple. Use manners, open doors, say please and thank you, leave tips. Very simple things that you can implement from a humility standpoint that 99% of men don't have, right? And the reason being that a lot of men don't have this, because a lot of men are damaged and dweebs. They don't know how to forgive. Don't forget, but you should forgive. Right? A lot of times you're so bitter and fucked up inside that you don't know how to show humility to other individuals. You're really a fucked up person, right? Don't let it be you. Second, probably the most important from a character standpoint, is patience, brother, right? Holy shit. 99% of men lack this fucking trait, and it's one of the most important traits to become a 1%er in every single realm. Holy shit, brother. We've been conditioned to lack patience. Literally conditioned. We hungry, we order fucking DoorDash. We horny, we beat our fucking meat to Pornhub, right? We need dopamine, we scroll. We're bored, we can watch Netflix. Everything is so fast. But for some odd reason, we think it's the same thing with the things we wish to obtain in this life. From a 1% standpoint, we think we can get the physique fast. We think we can get the chick fast. We think we can get the house fast. We think we can get the car fast. We think we can get the income fast. No! It takes time. Delay your gratification. 0 to 32 degrees. When you put an ice cube in the freezer, at 10 degrees, it will not melt. At 20 degrees, it will not melt. At 30 degrees, nigga, it still will not melt. But as soon as it gets to 32 degrees, it will melt. The thing about it, brother, listen to me. You don't know how long your 0 to 32 degrees could be. It could be 3 months. It could be 6 months. It could be a fucking year. You don't know. That's one of the hardest things about being a 1% man. The only difference between winners and losers is winners just never fucking quits. Ever! I've never seen an individual put their all into something and not get it. It's inevitable. But the thing about it, you don't know the timeline on the inevitability. You don't know when it's going to hit. You don't know when the ice cube is going to melt, right? And that is a character flaw because you can't delay your gratification. You cannot be patient. You want everything so fast. You want to fucking microwave your way to success when you got to put that bitch in the oven and prep it before you even put it in there. Are you fucking listening to me? I have a brother in 1% Academy. He invested in a mentorship in regards to real estate, right? And he's been in the trenches implementing what he should be doing with real estate for 3 weeks. Right? And he's already saying to me, Cry, do you think this was the right course? Do you think I should get a new course for real estate? Like, do you think I should pick a new vehicle? Brother, you've been in the trenches for 3 fucking months. His standard is to make 20K a month. I don't know anybody in the history of mankind that did something for 3 weeks and then made 20K a month. If you do, kudos to them. But even if there is, it's rare, right? I'm like, brother, you've been in the trenches for 3 weeks. I think you're going to hit a 20K month. Holy shit, are you being a dweeb? And I told him that, right? Imagine if I would have fucking based my fucking YouTube trajectory over the first 3 weeks of how the first 3 weeks of videos did. There would be no 1% Academy and there would be no Cry. At all! right? I didn't give a fuck about the output. I focused on the input and I delayed my gratification. I was self-aware and I saw what tweaks do I need to make to get myself to X amount of subs, X amount of money, or launching 1% Academy, right? I observed and I kept on fucking going. As a man with success, it's not about what you obtain. Again, it's about how much pain you can sustain. How long is your failure resume? When you're a patient individual, your failure resume is long. Motherfuckers did not see when I was in the trenches showing up to the motherfucking gym, not seeing no results and still showing up to get the physique I have now. Motherfuckers didn't see when I tried music, e-commerce, in-person fitness training, YouTube to make the income that I'm making now. Motherfuckers didn't see me investing my life into the mentorships. Motherfuckers didn't see when women was playing me to the left. Now I got women in my DM begging me to be with me, right? Motherfuckers didn't see that, right? I had patience. I delayed my gratification, brother, right? I know I'm going to retire my mom. I know I'm going to drive a Lamborghini Urus. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. Why? Because I'm never going to quit. Right? Y'all motherfuckers be quitting because you don't have the patience. Slow the fuck down. Every individual that you look up to in any realm that's exceptional, whether it be fucking music, sports, business, whatever the fucking case is, brother, they were patient and they've been in the trenches for years. Years! You've been in that motherfucker for 3 weeks. Maybe you've been in that motherfucker for 3 years. So I can tell you right now, it's not enough. Keep going. I truly believe God has a meter in heaven of suffering. Right? And y'all motherfuckers be right there with y'all suffer meter and then y'all give the fuck up. Think and Grow Rich gives a great story about this. There was a man that was digging for a gold mine. He invested over 100K on these materials to dig for the gold mine. He literally stopped a millimeter to the gold mine, sold the materials to these trash guys. The trash guys took the materials, digged for 5 minutes and hit the gold mine. He stopped right before he got to gold. Y'all motherfuckers be stopping right before you get to gold. You don't know if that call could be the one to make you 20K a month within real estate. You don't know if that video can be the one to blow up. You don't know if that fitness plan is the one to get you the physique you wish to acquire. Why? Because you lack patience. You're a fucking dweeb. Stop! Last trait is you're accountable. Right? 1% man in regards to character is accountable, right? He understands that everything is his fault. He does not point the finger. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control how you react to it, right? And as a man, you must take full responsibility. Look the fuck around you, brother. The income that you make, the man that you see in the mirror from a physical fitness standpoint, your mindset, the chick that you have, the house that you have, the car that you have, look around. It's all a reflection of your standards and the action that you take. When the individual is better than you in any one of those realms, they did more than you, right? Take accountability and stop blaming your job, your chick, where you were fucking born. It doesn't matter. Stop blaming, oh, I only got one parent. So did LeBron. Stop blaming, oh, I come from a poor background. So the fuck the Elon Musk. Stop the excuses, right? It can get done, but you cannot be accountable unless you are self-aware, and you cannot be self-aware unless you track. A lot of y'all motherfuckers' perception is flawed. You like to guess and think. Guessing and thinking is leaving you mediocre, right? You don't know how many times you went to the gym. You don't know how many times you tracked your macros. You don't know if you really went a week without beating your meat or if it's only been 4 days. You don't know. Why? Because you're not tracking. That's why in 1% Academy, we use the power list. We use the weekly analysis. We use the monthly analysis so we can track, right? If I look at my brother Anderson to my motherfucking left, he's lost 46 pounds in 4 months, right? Why? Because we focus on the input. Anderson has a 72% powerless completion rate at this current time in 1% Academy. He has 5 weeks left, right? But at this time, he has a 72% completion rate. So him completing the high leverage task on a day-to-day basis, 72% of the time allowed him to lose 46 pounds. And I told my brother the other day, imagine if you was 75%. Imagine if you was 80%. Imagine if you was 90%. Where the fuck could you be? And he took accountability and said, you're right. And that's why I'm going to get 7s for the rest of the fucking program. I'm going to be your first brother to lose 70 plus pounds in 6 months. I know he's going to do it, right? But he wouldn't be able to hold himself accountable if he wasn't self-aware, if his perception was flawed. So he tracked everything. A lot of you motherfuckers think this is too much. Okay, brother, I can assure you, we're not doing too much. You're just not doing enough. You thinking that little shit like this is too much is the reason you're going to be a mediocre dude come January of 2026. I can assure you. Let's get into the villain, right? The villain from a character standpoint is entitled. Should you have confidence? Yes. Should you have ego? No. A man who knows everything knows nothing at all. Your ego is keeping you stagnant. Every time I get on a call with my mentor, I kill my motherfucking ego. Obviously, he knows something that I don't because he's making 400 to 500K a fucking month. And at one point, he was making 60 to 70 a fucking month in my business model. And he's helped other individuals make 100K a month with my business model. So he knows what the fuck he's talking about. So let me shut the fuck up, kill my ego, and not feel entitled and learn. This is a mistake a lot of men make. Bro, I had a guy, I'm not gonna say his name, he joined 1% Academy, right? And he was a great fit, right? And I allowed him, hey, you could pay half now and pay half your next paycheck, right? I only do this for individuals who are a great fit, right? So it got close to the time of him about to make that second payment, right? And he sent me a paragraph like, yo, Cry, you know, I think I can do this on my own. I thought all of this was within me, right? And I said, bet. Took away the school community, took away his dashboard, whatever the case may be. He tried to make it seem like he could figure it out himself. In reality, fellas, he just didn't want to pay the second half, which is fine. I'm not tripping. But this is an issue that a lot of men make. They think they can figure it out yourself. The truth is, you can. He can figure it out himself. I know he'll get in shape. I know he'll grow his YouTube, right? But success loves speed. The same way I told you to have patience, you can speed up the patience if you're not an entitled dweeb, right? I could have figured out how to launch 1% Academy myself, but I speeded up the process by learning from John Mark, right? Anderson could have lost 46 pounds by himself, but he's been able to lose it in 4 months because he invested, because he wasn't entitled, right? A lot of men want to be the lone wolf. Holy fuck, are you a dweeb? Right? A mastermind is one or more individuals with the same plan to get to a certain objective, brother. It takes 2 batteries to charge a remote, not 1. You can get to the finish line, brother, but you're going to get there a lot faster if I pick you up and get you in my motherfucking vehicle and we speed there together versus you trying to walk by yourself. Are you listening to me? Always thinking that you have the answers and that you could do all this shit by yourself is a character flaw. But you also have to find a thin line with this, fellas. I'm not telling you just to listen to everybody and take advice from everybody. But if there's an individual who's on the same level or better than you, then trying to help you, listen to that individual. Learn from that individual. Invest in that individual versus trying to do it yourself. Again, I can read doctor books for 20 fucking years. I can. And eventually I'll be as knowledgeable as a doctor. I will. But why not invest some money and go to fucking school so I can learn the same information in 8? Motherfuckers don't think like that. You're entitled. Entitled motherfuckers, they have a flawed perception of their input. They think they deserve the Lamborghini. They think they deserve the physique. They think they deserve the subs. They think they deserve the chick. But don't do shit consistently and persistently to get there. They're entitled. Right? They think they deserve it, but they're not. They're really at that 3rd level of action. Normal. They do what they're supposed to do Monday through Friday, but fuck off on the weekend, but think they're supposed to get the individual who sacrificed all 7 days. Right? They think they're supposed to get the output of an individual that invested in their mentorship, but they didn't invest. They tried to figure it out themselves. They think, and they're entitled. Fellas, this is one of the worst traits you can have as a man. Holy fuck. Put in more work and stop thinking you deserve something that you haven't earned. All this shit as a man is earned. It's player versus player. If somebody has something that you don't, they put in more work than you. You don't deserve it unless you put in that same, if not more work. Period. The second is jealousy, right? A lot of you motherfuckers are secret haters. Right? Y'all want to see y'all friends do well, but not better than you. You have jealousy and envy within your heart. That is a character flaw. You want to know the one thing that every jealous and envious motherfucker has in common? I know because I used to be one of them. They're not putting in enough action, right? Somebody else's life that's more successful than you, that you're jealous or envious of, is a reflection of your insecurities. It's literally a fucking physical form of everything that you don't do. Why the fuck wouldn't you be jealous? If you're a jealous individual, or if you're an individual that possesses envy, you know what that means, brother? You're just a dweeb in regards to work. You run from the fucking work and love happiness and hate pain. That's what it comes down to. Because when I get around fucking John Mark and he's talking about making $1 million a month and he's talking about his fucking Ferrari, I don't get jealous. I get inspired. Comparison is not the thief of joy, right? You are the thief of joy, right? Because when you're comparing yourself to other individuals and you're inspired, that is a plus. You should never be envious or jealous. You should be inspired. So when John Mark's talking about $1 million a month or driving a Ferrari, I'm inspired. I'm not envious, right? I'm inspired. And another reason why I'm inspired is because I know I'm putting in the work as well. Y'all motherfuckers be jealous of other individuals because you're not putting in the work that they are or they did. That's where it's coming from. So when I see my brother Jonathan gain 500 subs in 6 fucking weeks, I'm not jealous because it took me more than that. I'm inspired. When I see my brother Paul gain 40 pounds of muscle when it took me a year to gain 20, I'm not jealous. I'm inspired, right? Y'all motherfuckers got the wrong individuals around you. Not only that, but you are one of those wrong individuals. You are jealous and envious of the motherfuckers around you, and that's why you will never reach that 1% in regards to character. Get the hate out of your heart. It's keeping you stagnant. The last trait that's a flaw in regards to character is complacency, right? Brother, Why are you getting satisfied? Why are you content? You haven't done shit. You think it's enough because you just got that new job? You think it's enough because you lost that weight? You think it's enough because that video did well? Huh? Answer me, it's never enough. Fellas, today is the last day of August. August, I had my best month of business. I don't give a fuck. I'm not satisfied. I'm sitting here in the motherfucking trenches. My camera died. I had to recharge it. Why? Because it's going to be my longest whiteboard video ever. I'm not content. Each video I'm seeking more pain and more uncomfortability. How can I provide more value and outperform these motherfuckers? Give knowledge to men who need it. Continuously pushing myself, even though I just had my best month of business. Why? Because I'm never getting complacent. Y'all motherfuckers get complacent. Y'all motherfuckers lose 10 pounds and then want to eat like shit and eat a cheat meal because you're celebrating. Brother, celebrate internally and get right back to fucking work. The job is not finished. You must be relentless, right? At all times. Brother, it's always more. There's always more. New levels, new devils. Seek more pain. Seek more uncomfortability. If you get to that 1% in regards to character, nigga, get to 0.001%, but not just with character, with everything, right? Nothing is ever enough. You must stay level. Don't let the highs get to you. Don't let the lows get to you. Stay right in the fucking middle. Because the moment that you stop doing the input that got you a certain output in any realm, you will lose everything, right? When I get a Urus, I'm not going to stop waking up at 4. When I retire my mom, I'm not going to stop making whiteboard videos, right? When I'm making 100K a month, I'm not going to stop putting my all into every single call of my brothers. Why? Because it's a part of my identity. You motherfuckers get complacent, and the funny thing about it, you haven't done shit. You're a mediocre dude getting complacent with small-ass wins. The shit that you celebrate, I wouldn't think twice about. I'm going to hit 14K subs next month. I don't give a fuck about it, right? There's more to do. The next C, fellas, is clout, right? And this is another C that's hard to quantify, and you can't really quantify with factual data, right? And when I say clout, fellas, I'm not really referring to, clout. I'm more so referring to respect, right? I'm referring to you're a man that men want to be like and other women want to be with. But that only comes with respect. I value respect more than love, right? Because you're going to love me if you respect me. And I'd rather be feared than loved as well, because if you're feared, you're respected. Right? Every 1%er is respected. And that's what I mean with this C. There are two ways that you can be respected as a man, right? You can either perfect a craft or solve a problem, right? So let's talk about perfecting the craft first, right? You guys hear me speak about the 10,000 hour rule. All that means is that you spent 10,000 hours perfecting the craft. Once you spent 10,000 hours on a specific craft, you have perfected it. I have perfected the gym. I've spent my 10,000 hours in the gym. I've perfected that. I haven't got to my 10,000 hours yet with YouTube. I'm still perfecting that. Does that make sense? Right? So in order to get respect as a man, one way is to perfect your craft. LeBron James has perfected his craft. He is well over 10,000 hours and he has perfected being the best basketball player of all time. He has perfected that craft, right? Drake has perfected music. I don't give a fuck if Drake is 60. He will still know how to make music and make hits. He has perfected that craft, right? Ironically, Drake and LeBron are very, very respected. This is why they perfected their craft, right? The second way is to solve a problem, right? Jeff Bezos solved the problem. Damn, if I have to get something from the store, I don't have to go anymore. I can pick up this motherfucking phone and order it. He solved the problem, right? That's why he's rich as fuck, right? Elon Musk, damn. I don't want to put gas in my car. I want to have an electric vehicle. He made the most affordable electric videos that also maintain quality. He solved the problem. Right? The more problems that you can solve as a business owner, the richer you will be. It's that simple. Not even the more problems, but the complexity of the problems. That's why when I mentioned the jobs with a 9-to-5 that make over $500K a year, those 9-to-5 jobs are solving complex problems. Lawyers, orthodontists, investment bankers. Those 9-to-5, brother, those are hard problems to solve. Right? With me, I'm solving the problem of you don't have to be a skinny dweeb or a fat fuck anymore. And you can build a foundation and build your physique to be exceptional and be in that 1% in regards to physical fitness, and then transfer all of those lessons into every other seat. Right? I'm solving that problem for men. I'm allowing them to get the results that would take them a year in 6 months, or take them 6 months in 3 months. Right? That is a problem that I'm solving. Right? So if I perfect my craft with the YouTube shit, not if, when I perfect my craft with the YouTube shit, when I continually solve problems for 2,000, 3,000 men, I will be exceptional and I will reach the 1% from a clout standpoint. So brother, what does that look like for you? Right? With your skill set, with your life, do you need to perfect a craft or do you need to solve a problem, or both? Figure it out. And from a villain standpoint, it's very simple, brother. There's only one way. You have no purpose, right? Very simple, but it's the truth, right? You let life. It's like you in a fucking ocean with no steering wheel on the fucking boat. Right? Wherever life steers you, that's where the fuck you go. The job you work, somebody told you to work it. The school you went to, somebody told you to go to, right? You don't do shit that you love to do. You do what everybody else tells you to do. You seek validation from others. You have no purpose, right? You wake up and wherever life throws you. You have no plan. You are a drifter. You don't do shit on a day-to-day basis to be fulfilled as a man. You're mediocre. You're invisible. Right? You work your 9 to 5, come home, watch Netflix, eat like shit, and on the weekends you kick it. Then you take 2 vacations a year till you're 60. Then when you're old and wrinkled, you're retired, and then you can enjoy your fucking life. You're invisible. You're mediocre, right? You're not respected. Why would I respect you? You're not rare. You did what everybody else did to get a life everybody else has. There's nothing about you exceptional. Why? Because you have no purpose. Listen to me. You seek happiness, right? You run the fuck away from pain. And the thing about running away from the pain temporary, you're just gonna run towards it later on. I wanna run towards it now. Why? Because I refuse to be 80 on my motherfucking deathbed saying, damn, I kicked it in my 20s. I had every chick in my 20s, right? I was happy in my motherfucking 20s, right? But I didn't leave a legacy. I didn't create a life of abundance for my kids. I didn't retire my fucking mom. I didn't do something I loved. I worked a job that I hated and only got to kick it on the fucking weekend. Why? Because I had no purpose. Fellas, unfortunately, there's somebody that died today and we don't know shit about it, right? On the other hand, when Kobe Bryant died, everybody knew about it. There was a shockwave in the fucking world. Why is that? Because Kobe Bryant left a legacy. Kobe Bryant was a man that perfected his craft. Right? Kobe Bryant was a man of purpose. He was exceptional, right? So he left an impact. He left a legacy. That's what it's about, brother. The standard should be to be the most successful man your bloodline has ever seen. A lot of y'all motherfuckers are the chosen one, but you're running from the fucking work. You're running from the responsibility. You're running from the sacrifice. You're running from the discipline. You're running from the focus every fucking day. And that's why your fucking future kids will hate you. That's why your mom deep down will hate you. Why? Because you weren't exceptional, nigga. You're the chosen one, but you running from the fucking work. Stop! The next C is combat, right? And ironically enough, fellas, you can quantify this C, right? Hey Siri, what percentage of individuals, men in the United States, know how to fight? 1 to 3%. That means, fellas, holy shit, might be the easiest C to be a 1%er in. If you simply know how to fight, you are a 1%er in regards to combat, right? Very simple, right? But most men don't do it. Most men are soft fucks, right? Most men don't know how to defend themselves, let alone the people around them. They're soft. As a man, your job is to protect. How the fuck can you protect if you don't know how to fight, right? Every man should practice some form of martial arts, whether jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, boxing, karate, wrestling, whatever the case may be. Do something! Learn how to throw these motherfuckers, brother, because not only do you have to learn how to defend yourself, you got to defend your future kids. You got to defend your spouse, right? Not only that, but it gives you a certain confidence and certainty in regards to the charismatic C. When I walk into a room, fellas, and know I really got them bitches, right? I have a calm confidence. Right? Like, I know if a nigga talk crazy to me or anybody around me, I'm smacking the fuck out of him and not thinking twice, right? That's very important as a man. A lot of y'all motherfuckers are soft dweebs. Holy shit! Check every C. The hero is knowing how to fight. Very simple. The villain is not. Very simple. But the thing about it, fellas, all you have to do is train, spar, and you're a 1%er in this round, right? Most men haven't even been in a fucking fight. The bar is low. It's very, very simple. Do a form of training or martial arts, and you're in the 1% tier of this round. Easy! The last and final C, fellas, the most important C, right? And the C that I'm personally the most weak in is church, right? And the hero and villain for this is very simple as well. Live for Christ, right? Or live for yourself, right? Fellas, I'm not perfect by no means. I just got up here and cussed for an hour and a half, right? But I can honestly tell you, this year, fellas, I've gotten so much closer with God, and it's had a direct correlation with all the success that I have. But it's not even about the success, because a lot of times, fellas, God will test you, right? Are you only going to praise him when things are going rock bottom and you need him? Or are you only going to praise him when things are going good and you thanking him, right? You need to praise him at all times, but not only praise him, study him, right? That's where I took everything to the next level this year, fellas. I started studying the word every night, reading the Bible, diving into it, reading different books, right? Not only that, but even taking notes during sermons, right? How can I be this 1% man and say, study the notes from Atomic Habits or study the notes from Reality Transurfing, but not study the notes that I'm taking on a week-to-week basis at church and implementing it, right? Not only that, but spreading his will, right? I don't know any individuals in the self-improvement space that are speaking about God on a grand scale, right? That have a large following. I don't. Probably, honestly, John Mark might be the only one, right? Part of my purpose is spreading his will in this regard. Fellas, you could check every single seed, brother, but we're only on earth for X amount of time, bro. X amount of time. This shit is going to be over with very quickly. Where do you want to go, heaven or hell? It's very simple, right? Trying to figure it out yourself and live for yourself is the villain of this seat. Living for Christ is the hero of this seat. Very, very simple, and it takes work. Again, I'm not perfect. I get on here and cuss every video, right? But I truly believe, fellas, with me getting closer to God, very, very closer this year, has allowed me to have the success that I have. But again, praise him even when you don't have the success and even when you aren't seeing the fruits of your labor, brother, right? So if you are a guy looking to be exceptional in all of these C's, cut, charisma, church, character, clout, cash, combat, right? And build a foundation to be exceptional in every realm. And you want to work one-on-one with me in the trenches and make failure impossible. I will put the link in the description. But do not book a call if you want to seek happiness and want to run away from pain, right? 'Cause it's going to be very painful, but I'm here with you every step of the way. We only have September, October, November, December, 4 months left. We are officially in Q4. We are officially in drifting season. Fellas, if you don't figure it out now, it's going to be very hard to build the momentum to figure out in 2026, right? You got Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, Halloween, all of these dumb holidays that are leaving you mediocre and causing you to drift. Now is the time to take action and build the momentum to become the man you're supposed to be in 2026. Do not wait. That's the video for the day. Lock in!